Let me show my. Yes, can you see my face? Okay, so we are live, and then I welcome. It's been a long time that you are seeing my face. This is family meeting. Yes, this is family meeting. And then we are here to actually start talking about what your child urine is saying. I know the first time I'm dropping it, you'll be wondering, like, what is that urine? What is it all about? Urine clues. What is the urine? What is your urine of your child is saying? What are those signs that you must watch out for? So today, and then I'm going to apologize for all this right that choose not to choose my face, please. And then today I want us to be all ready. Yes, be ready. Be ready because we are going to talk about urine, those signs that you're not seeing. And the only thing we focus on is actually the dark urine, right? When your urine is dark. But do you actually realize that when you have a child with sickle cell, there is so much concerning your child urine that you should be bothered about. So sometimes everyone say, "Oh, this thing is not." There's some clues that are actually coming that is already screaming emergency, emergency. This is this thing you're supposed to do, but you are not paying attention, right? You're not paying attention, and the time we get to know about it, sometimes it has become too, you know what, it has become too late, and we don't want that for you. So that is why family meeting is very very important, and this is why you are in the circle where we discuss about everything in related to your child health. So this is where you're going to get more knowledge and what you're supposed to know. So I'm going to share my slide. I'm going to share my slide. So urine clues in sickle cell. What your urine is telling you about your health. You know, we are making it about your child with sickle cell. So what is the urine of your child with sickle cell saying that we are not paying attention? So before we actually talk about this football thought, urine can actually be, oh my God, what is happening? Wow. What is happening with my slide? Wow. Wow. What is happening? What is this? God. Right? 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 Okay, please. Well, let's continue with whatever goes. I'm going to, I think the slide is not going to be presented, but I'm going to stop the slide so that we can do something else without the slide. I'm sorry, it happens. Yes, I wasn't aware. It happens. This thing was popping with colors when I decided. Whatever is happening, I don't know. So let me remove it. Let's remove the slide. Let's take it back. So I don't know what happened with my slide. So I'm going to actually use another thing to talk about my slide. I'm going to have to talk to something else with my slide. Um. Oh. Yeah. Please permit me. Permit me. Permit me. Permit me. I don't know. I'm feeling like I should stop this and then allow us to start all over again. But I'm not going to do that, right? I'm not going to do that, right? Okay, so please let's go on. Let's go on. Let's go on. Let's forget about whatever this thing is. It actually. So now one of the things I'm going to say is that our food for thought is that urine doesn't lie. Yes, urine doesn't lie. As people as that urine is, it doesn't lie. So there are so many clues that you can get for your urine. Like I said, sometimes some people will call me, my child with sickle cell, the urine is dark. Some people say, oh, my child with sickle cell, the urine is looking dark. My child with sickle cell, the urine is red. The child is having a foam, is having some kind of smells, is having this. All these things that you are saying is actually a clue. Sometimes I remember sometimes somebody called me and said, oh, I just noticed that my child has been having a foamy urine. And I was like, okay, your child is having a foamy urine. Please, what can I said, take the child to the hospital. And immediately, and she was, it was like the child is having a foamy urine. Then why should I send the child to the hospital? Why is the child going to be at the hospital? You're going to be wondering, because to you, it doesn't look like a very big issue. But to me, it's actually a big issue. And this is the reason why we must be educated about it. Right? This is the reason why we must be educated about it. This is the reason why you must be very, very educated about, because if you are not educated, if you don't know what this urine are saying, even though when we tell you to do something, you are going to find it as a big deal. You are going to see it as a big deal. You are going to see that, oh, it's not that big, it's not a big thing. Why is she saying that we should go to the hospital? Whatever is she saying? Why is she telling me that we should be going to the hospital? What is she saying? Now, if you are not aware of all these details, you are going to make decision that will likely affect your child's health. So let's quickly go into the details. Let's go into the details. And then before I go forward, I'm going to tell something. I want to recognize every mother here, every parent that have a child with sickle cell. I recognize you. And then at the same time, I know that whatever we are doing is actually a big job, because it takes patience, it takes resilience, it takes deep love, it takes a lot of sacrifices before you can actually have somebody with sickle cell. It takes vigilance. You're always on the lookout. You're always checking. The last one I talk about science. That means that now they are talking about urine. Like when did they want to even rest? Yes, please. It's not because we just want to bother you, but I understand all your sacrifices. I understand all your sacrifices and what it is. And because of this vigilance, because we don't want you to keep looking out for the wrong thing, we want you to be able to look out for the right thing and be able to get results. And this is the reason why we are here, to constantly remind you of what can happen. We also teach you to look out for fevers, pain, yellow over rice. But what if I now tell you that your child's urine color, smell, or pattern can give you early clues about dehydration, infection, something about kidney, something about liver? Yes, you heard me right. So today we are going to learn about those things. So I'm trying to turn you to a detective. Yes, I'm going to tell you a detective when it comes to your child health. So by the end of this class, you should be able to know that, oh, you should be able to see your child urine and be able to have understanding of what is happening, right? Yes. So now, before we can understand what are these things, what are these signs that we are saying that is present in the urine, we need to know that where is this urine coming from? How does our body produce urine? And this thing common is matters, especially when it comes to children with sickle cell. What is the kidney? The kidney is the natural filters. What did I call it? I call it a natural filters. Your child has two kidney. All of us has two kidney. Yes, located at the back near our waist. Think of this kidney. It's just like a water filter, right? It's just like a water filter or a washing machine. They help you to clean the blood. They remove the waste. They remove the toxins. They remove extra waters. The filter waste is what becomes urine. Are you listening to it now? Yes. So the work, one of the major work of the kidney is to help you filter your blood, is to clean the blood by removing the waste, by removing the toxin. Do you remember when we talk about abuse of medications? Do you remember when we talk about when you pain medication? Because every time you load this toxin into your body, you're putting your kidney in extra work. They go extra miles. So when you see some of these supplements, all these things that you are loading too much on your body, the strain, the kidney will be the one to be doing the hard work. And when you did hard work, after a while, the person that is doing the hard work will get tired. They will get tired, and it's no, and it's okay. But because you don't want your kidney to get tired, because your kidney is supposed to last you till the day you die. That was exactly how God created it. But because we women, we always do too know. We always do I too know. We always do what we are not, some things you are not supposed to eat, overdose, abuse, all of these things, about abuse of food, the water you are supposed to drink, you are not drinking it, and every other things, then it becomes a big problem. You understand? It becomes a very big problem. So think of this kidney like I said, it cleans the body of waste, toxin, and extra water. The ureter. Now, what are the other type of things that that contain in your how will I put it? What are the other things that contain in the kidney? So you have the ureters. This is the transport. Sorry about that. So the ureter is the transport pipes from the kidney. The urine flow down to two narrow tubes that we call the ureters. And from this ureter, it enter into your bladder. The bladder is the storage tank. What do I mean? It is when that little waste that the kidney has worked on, when it gets into the bladder, that is when you start having the urge to urinate. Now, the body keeps working. The body is not stopping. Immediately the body functions stop, anything stop, then that is death. But as long as this body, your body is keep filtering this waste. They keep sending this fetal urine, the fetal waste. They keep sending it into the bladder. As it's sending it into the bladder keeps storing it. When it gets to a particular stage, then it is time for you to now empty your bladder. That is when you start having, that is when you start having the urge to urinate. Once the bladder is full, then it gets through what we call ureter. Urethra. The first one I said ureter, that is the pipe. This one is the urethra. Okay. This system is actually very, very important. Why is this system important? Like I tell people, that is not how you are going to say that you know God. That's not how you are going to study the human body function. No, God is wonderful, because there's a way God created our body system that for it to function maximally. So urination help remove waste, control your blood pressure, food balance, and even regulate the body temperature. See, that is one of the things when you see people with sickle cell, they said they are tricks, because at the time, everything that comes with there is always a prayer, a higher prayer on the kidney of somebody with sickle cell compared to those people that are not living with sickle cell. And that is the reason why when we talk about sickle cell, urine is actually what gives us a clue. So if your child is not drinking enough water, the kidney will actually have trouble in filtering the blood system. So it means that the kidney will keep suffering because they need water to keep doing their job. So when you don't load your body with enough water, you are putting your kidney on strain. That's exactly what you're doing. You're putting your kidney on strain. So your kidney is going to keep, you understand, your kidney is going to keep overworking. When you are not also drinking water, it means that there will not be filter. The toxin that will be in your body, the kidney will not be able to filter it. Yes, and when the kidney gets damaged, that is why people have to go for dialysis. Because what does that mean? It means that all the toxins, all the waste, they now remain in your blood. The kidney is not functioning well to be able to filter this blood on their own. So you have to use machine, which we call dialysis. They have to plug you to machine, they have to give blood, you have to, the dialysis have to start performing the job of your kidney. That is what we call dialysis. And this is, you know, that dialysis always occur when the kidney is already damaged. And besides, you know, we have two kidney. Yes, so it means that if one is damaged, you should be able to use another one. But in a case when you did not have proper kidney health, what does that mean? You're not doing any prevention with your kidney. The two kidney can get damaged at the same time. Then the body begin to struggle. Now, why are kidneys? Why are these kidney? Why are they very, very vulnerable in children with sickle cell? Sickle cells, like I said, you know that we talk about the sickling of the red blood cells. This sickling of the red blood cells, they can block the blood vessels in the kidney. The blood vessel, when it block in the kidney, it reduces blood flow and oxygen supply, which is the reason why we said people with sickle cell are actually at higher risk of having their kidney destroyed. Okay, they are at risk of having kidney damage because of this sickling of the red blood cell, that blood vessels in the kidney. Because anytime those things happen, the kidney begin to struggle, and then it cause a little damage. Before you know it, small damage becomes a very big damage. And when we talk about this damage, before you know that the kidney is gone, 80%, 90% of time the kidney is totally gone before you start having signs. So it means that silently the damage starts silently. No pain, no fever, nothing. But what are the things that can also give us an early sign that something is wrong with the kidney? Is the urine. The changes in urine, the changes always start from the urine. So it means that when you're very, very observant, you can easily stop the damage before progressing. You can easily you can easily stop the damage. You can easily help the kidney to get better when you notice this sign. So that is why it's not every sign that we see with urine or a child with sickle cell that is talking about hydration. So why I'm talking about this today is for us to know the urine can give us more signs beyond hydration. So when you look at your child urine, you can able to know that this is beyond hydration, and this is gonna, and now that is also the reason why I said drinking enough water when you have someone with a child with sickle cell is extremely important. Why is your child not drinking enough water? Tell me, why is that child not drinking enough water? The child has to drink enough water because drinking enough water is going to help them. You are right? It's going to help them. When they drink water, they are helping their kidney to function very, very optimally. So now let's talk about common related kidney. No. So now let's talk about these signs that we should look out for. Urine is one of the easiest way your child body tells you what is going on inside, especially when they cannot explain how they feel. One thing you want to know that if you notice your child urine, you can easily predict when the child is going to have crisis. You can easily predict when the child is going to get sick. You can easily predict when the child is struggling with that health. You can easily predict when the red blood cells are breaking beyond number. Those are the things that the urine are telling you. But without you paying proper attention, you can easily know that when your child is not taking enough water. See, I know that it is not easy for you to drink water. Yes, it's not easy for anybody to drink water. But you must be able to put in effort. You must be able to put in effort. You must be able to help your child to be able to do well, to be able to take things, to be able to hydrate, because this thing actually help them. This thing actually help them, protect them, and help their body more. Now, these are things, clues that we know. Number one, we are going to start with the urine color. The color of a urine can easily tell you so many things about your child living with sickle cell. So, number one is a pale yellow. Yes, in fact, I'm so annoyed that my slide decided to. I don't know what happened. I don't know what happened with that slide. I don't know what happened. So I feel that I'm just going to keep continuing with the class without the slide, because I prepared the slide and I don't know what happened, why everything is just white. Well, let's continue. So pale yellow, when you said a child, your child with sickle cell should drink water till they have clear urine. Pale. And when I talk about pale yellow, see, somebody say, the child urine is, see, sometimes when you think that the child urine is so clear, it's like water, allow them to urinate in a transparent bottle, something like this Coca-Cola bottle. Let them urinate. You will see that color there. The color, you will see it pale yellow. It's not pure white. It's not. But when they are maybe trying to urinate, you can easily see it look pure white. But when you put it inside, you realize it's pale yellow. That is the right color your child is going to have. Pale yellow. Now, see, I'm not talking about deep. It's something clear. It should be clear. The urine should be clear. Clear, pale yellow. If it is clear, it's fine. If it is pale yellow, it's fine. But it should not look like water. Because if it's looking like water, if you put it inside that kind of transparent bottle and it's looking like water, then it's already saying maybe the child is overhydrated. The child is over. Every time, sometimes when we look at, when we do some things, sometimes when we do some things, so sometimes when we look at this urine, a lot of us will see like, oh, the urine is clear. Please go for it. If the urine is white, you put it and you can't see the difference between water and that urine. It shows that the child has overhydrated. So you need to reduce the amount of water they are taking. But in most cases, because we are in Nigeria and the weather is warm, listen, the weather is hot. This is an hot weather. And because of that hot weather, you need more water. So most times, a lot of people doesn't even have that clear urine. Only few people, only few intentional people, they go about without color of urine. So a lot of people are dehydrated. 80%, 90% of people are dehydrated. They don't care. Number two, dark yellow. So amber color, dark yellow or amber color. This shows that the child is dehydrated. The child is dehydrated. What are you supposed to do? You start with water immediately. Start with water immediately. You don't want to joke with it. Start with water immediately so that the kidney doesn't struggle. Orange color, the lifting, the color of lifting when you make lifting. That's what I call orange or dark tea color. You see this one? It could mean two things. If that urine is that dark, is that like lifting that you did not add milk? Oh? You know when you prepare lifting, when you prepare it, you know that dark, how it is, that dark orange color. Yes, it could mean two things. It could mean that the child is severely dehydrated, or there is an issue with the liver, or there could be an issue. Remember that I said or possible. Underline the word possible. I am not saying something is wrong with the liver, but I'm trying to say that it could be a, is this is a clue, signs. We are looking for signs. So this sign could actually mean something is wrong. So how do you know that something is wrong with the liver and not the child is dehydrated? So when you notice that kind of a urine, you start hydrating the child for the next 24 hours. If you give the child water for 24 hours and the child urine continue to be that dark, then take the child to the hospital. Take the child, because if you hydrate well, you will notice a changes in the color of that urine. It start coming a little bit clearer. It start going up a little bit clearer. Before you know it, the child has clearer urine in the space of 24 hours. But after that 24 hours, there is no improvement in the color of that urine. Nothing has changed. It is not doesn't get better. It is saying that no, this is not dehydration. It's possible something is affecting the liver. So the liver is, then you notice the yellowness will be on the eyes. Take the child to the hospital. You can't manage at home, please. So that the hospital can now run tests, check the liver function test, and know exactly what is going wrong. See, all this thing is not because we are trying to scare you. It's for you to be able to take proactive action. Okay, so sorry. One of my the devices I was using, it got, how will I put it? It got off, it went off. So I have to use another devices. So now the urine is dark. So it means that when the urine is amber color, there is something on. Then the next one we are going to talk about is red or pink color. So if you notice that your child's urine is pink, it is pink, it is pink in color or red in color, this means hematuria. There is presence of blood in the urine. The presence of blood in the urine is already screaming emergency. So this can be an early signs of damage from the kidney. So it can be from infection, it can be anything. So you need to take the child to the hospital as soon as possible. Then the next one we have is Coca-Cola urine. Coca-Cola urine means that the child, if the urine is deep brown, very deep brown, or is dark like Coca-Cola. You know, when you say the child is, as you know, Coca-Cola, you know the way Coke is, and the child urine is like that. That's what we call Coca-Cola urine. This is already screaming an emergency, because it means that the red blood cell, it means three things. The child is extremely dehydrated. The red blood cells are breaking at a very fast rate. Something is already wrong with one of the organs, either it is liver or either it is kidney, something else, something, possibly something is wrong. There is something you call muscle breakdown. The muscle are breaking down. It may be the sign of extreme malnutrition or another thing. So at this point, you need to be at the hospital. Please do not delay. If you know that you are seeing a very dark urine, very brown, you are seeing a very high urine, you understand, you are seeing a very dark urine, you are seeing a very red urine. The urine is red, like showing the presence of blood. And then the urine, and another thing is that there is Coca-Cola urine. Please, it is emergency. Take the child to the hospital. Take the child to the hospital. So what are the link now? What are those things that can affect your child? What are the things that can, what are those things that can affect your child with sickle cell? Urine issues that can affect your child with sickle cell. Number one, we have the hematuria. The hematuria is the presence of blood in the, is the presence of protein, sorry, is the presence of protein in the blood, in the urine. Will you keep quiet? Okay, so like I said, what are those things that can affect your child urine? One, if your child, if you have a child with sickle cell, these are the things that can affect your child urine. Number one is urinary tract infection. It affects children, and then possibly it is very common in female. It doesn't matter that it doesn't affect boys, but it can affect even small children. Urinary tract infection, urinary tract. Okay, sorry. Oh my God. So before I talk about this thing that affects the urine, I think it's because I've not been using my slide. So I think I needed to talk about another thing. And that thing that I needed to talk about is the smell of your child's urine. So now we know we've talked about the color, so we have to talk about the smell. If it is smelling, if it is deep ammonia smell, you know, there's this color of urine that when you urinate, it becomes very concentrated. You can feel the smell. It can be a very sign of dehydration. But if you have a foul smell, that irritating, early irritating smell is coming from your child urine, then it is a sign that something is wrong. It's a sign of either UTI, infection, there will be a presence of pus. All those things can actually mean that you need to seek hospital emergency. Then what another thing that we need to look out for? Foamy urine. If you notice that your child is having a foamy urine, yes, the child urinates and there is a lot and lot of foams. So it's already showing signs that there could be presence of protein in that urine, or there could be an early stage of kidney damage. You cannot joke with this thing that I'm saying. See, if you notice your child has a foamy urine, take the child to hospital immediately. And when you are talking about the symptoms, talk to the doctor. The child has been having a foamy urine. See, you can't just say that something is wrong with the child urinate. You should the child urine, and I do not know. No, that's not. You have to be specific. Oh, I noticed that the urine is red in color. I noticed that the urine is dark. It's like lifting. I noticed that the urine is like coke, is extremely dark. Then they can now do tests to further ascertain whatever you are saying. And if the child is having a false smell in their urine, they urinate and there's this bad smell that is coming, it shows that it can be present on. So it's possible for you to go for urinalysis, to go for urine microscopy, just for us to know whatever is wrong with that child. So the third one is going to be the appearance. What are the appearance? Is it cloudy? Yes, is it cloudy? Is it foamy? If it is cloudy, it can also mean a presence of infection, a presence of pus, or any other thing. A further test on that urine will confirm whatever it is. If it is foamy, do not joke with it. This is not that the urine is just foamy. Please, if the urine is not just foamy because you just want to foam, it's already telling you that something is wrong somewhere. Then you take the child. If your child also is still urinating, every normal child, the frequency where your child urinates is actually something that matters. And your child should urinate if they're drinking enough water, the way that they should urinate every 2 to 3 hours. 2 to 3 hours. Leave my lips. 2 to 3 hours. So it means that if your child is not urinating every 2 to 3 hours, it's possible they are very, very dehydrated. So if your child can stay for the all 5 hours, 6 hours without them going urinating, then it shows dehydration. It shows dehydration. And see, all of these things that we talk, all of these issues, many of these issues that we are looking at, it often starts with the way it starts from. There's a link with hydration. If you want to have a very good kidney health, you need to have your child with sickle cell to start drinking enough water. And when you know, another thing I want us to know, that if your child start having a very dark urine, I mentioned it in the color, it could mean that the child is going through a lot of hemolysis. A crisis is about to knock down, or the child is about to get anemic, or something else, or the child needs immediate attention. Now, what are the things that we always suggest? Hydrate and keep monitoring the color of the urine. Also, keep monitor other signs that comes around with the urine. So if you notice that the child has a very rare dark urine, so you want to check other things. You want to check, is the child having low appetite? Is the child sleeping well? Is the child having fever? Is the child, this one will also help you to make a very good judgment. But please, when you notice that changes in the urine, it's already a sign that something is wrong. As long as it is not yellow pale, which is the normal, it's not yellow pale, it is not smelly, and it is not foamy, it is clear, then it shows that one is normal, there's no trouble. But any other signs that you are seeing with your child urine is calling for you to be more vigilant, and then for you to seek additional knowledge or go to the hospital so that the doctors can actually help you and to ascertain whatever it is. This is not a sign for you to get panic. So now I'm going to talk about what are those things that can affect your child's urine. What are those things that they're saying? Number one is I mentioned proteinuria. Proteinuria means that the presence of protein in the in the urine. This is already trying to say that it could be infection, it could also be an early sign of kidney damage. So immediately you go, and that's the reason why you must have tests. I'm going to talk about it, the test that you're supposed to do. That is why when you go for checkup, there's some tests you need to do. One of the tests is urinalysis. Urinalysis is actually a cheap test that I think is under 1,000 naira, or at most 2,000 naira for urinalysis, because that urinalysis can tell you a whole lot about your kidney health, just urinalysis alone, without you doing urine other kidney function tests. That can tell you a lot about your body. It can tell you there is presence of protein, it can tell you there is presence of glucose, it can tell you there is something that is wrong with the color of your urine, with the appearance, there is presence of blood, there is presence of this and so many other things. So you must understand that, you must actually understand that, oh, what is it, what is going on. That test is actually to analyze your urine. It goes a long way and it's a cheap test. This is the reason why you must do it continuously. I suggest at least twice a year, do this test so that you know the state of the health of your child. Do this test. It is important for you to keep doing this test so that you know the taste of your child. So we talked about proteinuria, we talked about hematuria. This is the presence of blood in the urine. Yes, the presence of blood in the urine is already showing that something is wrong somewhere else. So what exactly, when you notice it, it has to be taken at, like, it has to be taken as an emergency so that they can attend to the child and look for what it is. And then you also have another problem with urine, with child with sickle cell, is the urinary tract infection. I mentioned it. People with sickle cell are at risk of urinary tract infection. So you must actually look out for that urinary tract infection. Ensure that immediately you notice that your child is having a pain, maybe the child wants to urinate, they start having pain, the child is having a very low abdominal pain that it's affecting them, if the child is having a foul smell in their urine, all these things are pointing to urinary tract infection, and then they must be attended to as soon as possible, because many of these things are also the things that join hands together to also stress the kidney. Then what is then I wanted to talk about this. See, if you have a child with sickle cell and then the child has not been urinating, or maybe you have adult child with sickle cell and they suddenly start urinating, then you have to be bothered, because sometimes there is an issue where the kidney is not able to concentrate urine, and that means that when your child wants to urinate, they are not feeling, they don't have, they can't feel the signal, their brain is not feeling the signal from the bladder, because the urine is not that concentrated. So this can actually cause a loss in water. So if you have a child that is bedwetting, yes, adult that is bedwetting in sickle cell, it means that you have to ensure that, yeah, sometimes the people say, a child that is bedwetting, they must not drink water. Please, that child must drink water, because dehydration can also cause it. Because now a child that the bladder is, it's not concentrated, the kidney is not giving out a concentrated urine, will use more, will lose more water. Yes, it will use more water. They will lose more water, and then that is dehydration. Dehydration can actually trigger the sickle cell crisis. It can also affect the kidney and make it worse and every other thing. So what are you supposed to do when you notice that a child has sickle cell? I have a plan for that bedwetting. Yes, because I work with some warriors who are bedwetting, and one of the things that we do is to ensure that we it's like this, we ensure that the bladder can actually send a signal to the brain. So what exactly does that mean? It means that we are going to give you some exercise, we are going to monitor it, that keep helping you so that your bladder can send signs. They can send signs to your brain and let you know when you are about to urinate. Yes, so it's an issue. If your child has bedwetting issue, reach out to me personally, and then we can talk about that. We can talk about that. A child that is above 7 years, 8 years, living with sickle cell, and they're still bedwetting, shows that something. So we can actually call what we call helping the bladder to keep sending the right message to the brain, so that they start feeling it. Most time, the reason why they are urinating, where they are bedwetting, is because they cannot feel.
They don't know when that urine is coming. And then sometimes you just go ahead, you start beating them, you start doing all that. It will not work. It will not work. Now, what is the link between this kidney, what we are talking, everything we are talking about, and hydration? Remember that hydration is a good thing for a child with sickle cell. When your child is easily hydrated, it's easy for you to pick other signs. Now, a child that is constantly hydrated, and you notice that despite the child is always hydrated, the child urine is dark, it's already telling you that something else beyond the hydration is what is happening to my child, and I need to look for solution to it. So it is time for you to go to the toilet. And then I'm going to give us emergencies that occur. What are the things that you must see? When you see this thing, do not wait. Send the child to hospital immediately. When you wake up and you see your child with a Coca-Cola urine, please do not manage at home. Do not attempt to, like, while you are hydrating, as you are going to the hospital, be hydrating on the way. Don't hydrate and stay at home. Do not hydrate and stay at home. As you are going to the urine, as you are going like this, immediately you are going towards the, how will I put it? As you are going to the hospital on the road, be hydrating the child as you are going to the hospital. Do not joke with Coca-Cola urine, because so many things are happening. The child is dehydrated. The child is losing a lot of hemolysis is happening. The child red blood cells is breaking down at a very extreme faster rate. Yes, losing of muscle, any other thing affects its signs, or that the kidney is under duress, and so on. So this is not the time for you to now say, let me watch, let me observe for 2 days, let me observe for the next one. I did not teach you that too. If your child has Coca-Cola urine, send the child to the hospital. Send the child to the hospital. If the child has a very dark urine, the very dark urine, and first thing you want to do is give water. Observe for the next, if there are no other symptoms, please, if there are no other symptoms, if there are other symptoms like fever, if there are other symptoms like low appetite, take the child to the hospital. If there are no other symptoms, what do? Hydrate immediately. Hydrate water and observe for the next 24 hours. After 24 hours, if there's no any improvement in the urine color, it's screaming emergency. Send the baby to the hospital. There is a present, the color of the urine is pink or red. It's saying that there is an issue. There is blood in that urine. Run to the hospital. Run to the hospital. I beg, run to the hospital. You notice that the urine is foamy. Urine is foamy. Please, there is no hormone that you added to that urine that is making it to foam, that is making it to lather. Please send that child to the hospital as soon as possible. As soon as possible. And if your child has been drinking enough water, the color has been pale yellow, it has been clear, there is no foul smell, nothing. I'm going to tell you to keep doing the good job that you are doing. Now, let's talk about tests that help you to check the effect of urine, how good the urine is, how healthy your child urine is. One of the tests is urinalysis. Urinalysis is what they call the deep test. So it means that when you take your urine, they are going to give you a bottle at the hospital. So when you get the bottle at the hospital, you are going to urinate inside. Immediately you urinate inside, then they are going to draw what's called a stick. You dip it inside, and then they can now rate, because this thing is color graded. It's going to keep changing. The color will determine whatever it is, the health of your child with urine. So what exactly are you supposed to do? Now, this test is actually compulsory. Now, we noticed something that happened at some point in time in the clinic, in a sickle cell clinic, Ignite Sickle Cell Initiative Clinic, and then we put urine test as a routine. It's part of our routine now. So what are we doing? We ensure that we test the urine of our children, of people that come to our clinic. We test them at least 3 months. Every three months, we keep testing their urine. Now, the other day, we tested somebody, and almost everything was saying positive. It's blood positive, protein positive, glucose positive. It was screaming. And what we do? Immediately we send the child to the hospital. The child was admitted. They did further tests, and then the child was cleared. Very simple. The child was cleared, and the child is doing well. Now, imagine that kind of a case that is already as bad as that, and we did not recognize. The damage will continue. So the kidney will keep getting more damage. The child will not know. And because, like I said, when kidney damage starts, it starts without pain, it starts without stress, it starts without you having all of these things. It is painless until the damage is about 80% or even 90%. That is when you start having symptoms. But you can easily pick the clue from your urine. So immediately something is going wrong with your body, you start getting it from your urine. And that's it. There's some people that said, "Oh, my urine is a form of say." Yeah, don't worry. I'm also one of those people where they say you take your early morning urine, it helps with sickle cell. It helps nothing. It does nothing. Nothing. Pure. Zero. It doesn't do anything. I'm telling you, because I've taken it. I've done it. It's not. It doesn't work. So you shouldn't try. When somebody said go and give your child early morning urine, it's going to help with sickle cell. It does not colorate. It is not color. It doesn't. And then one of the things that I know I want us to do as a parent is that every day, every early in the morning, monitor your child's urine. Monitor your child urine, because if you don't monitor your child urine, that early morning will give you a lot of clue. It will give you a lot of signs. You can easily see it, because the child has not urinated for the last maybe 2 hours, 3 hours, 4 hours. By the time they urinate, you can see clearly. Monitor your child urine regularly, every day. Every day, monitor your child urine. Check the color, check for smell, check for every other thing. Teach it to your adult children so that they know what they are looking out for. Teach it to your children from 6 years. In fact, I taught my child how to know for his urine. So because anytime I realize that he wants to have malaria, I can easily pick it from the color of his urine. It's not from like me that live with sickle cell. It's not like me that live with sickle cell. So what does that mean? It's not like somebody like me that live with sickle cell where my red blood cells is breaking down. There's something with bilirubin, every other thing. I have to take a lot of water to clear it from my blood. So it means that on a normal, his urine is always clear, because there is no red blood cell that is breaking down every day on his body. His urine is clear. But immediately he noticed that there is a change in urine, it's a sign that maybe malaria is about to come. And then I taught him. So when you urinate and you realize that your urine is yellow, tell mommy. And guess what? Test mom. He comes and tells mommy, my urine is yellow. I'm like, okay. Then what do? We go to the hospital. We run tests. Once we run the test, sometimes once I notice that the urine is yellow, in the next 3 days or 4 days, you realize that it starts to run temperature. It starts running fever. And the same thing, now, that is a child that doesn't have sickle cell. If for a child that has sickle cell, if you are one of those people that follow the rules, you are always taking your child body temperature, you can easily pick it. By the time you look at the urine, you know that something is about to go wrong with this child body. The child the urine is foamy. There is blood. It's too thick. It's extremely dark. It's dark. It's like Coca-Cola. Something is wrong. And most times, if you pick those clues early, it doesn't have to get to the extreme. It does not have to get to the extreme at all. It doesn't. In fact, it will not even get to the extreme. I'm telling you, it will not even get to the extreme at all. And then you will be able to get results. So one of those things is that the urine is an important aspect of your child living with sickle cell. Is an important aspect of that child that lives with sickle cell, and then you must be able to know that and be able to follow through with this color. So, like I said, one of the tests you are supposed to do: check your child urine every morning, every three months, quarterly. ensure that you go for urinalysis. Urinalysis is a shift test. You can easily go to any of this lab. They will do it for you, or you talk to the doctor. Please, doctor, is it possible for you to, I just want to check the child's urine. We are taught like it can be just the at extreme once in 6 months. It can easily tell you if something is wrong with the kidney. So this is one of the things that you can monitor your child kidney. Organ damage is really a sickle cell, and it doesn't have an age limit. I've seen a child at 7 that has a kidney damage with sickle cell. I'm not scaring you, please. I'm just trying to tell you that one of these things that we ask us to do is not because we are trying to. I'm trying to make you to be committed, or I'm just trying to let you know that this is exactly. I do it for my health. I do it for the health of people around me. People that we do it. We monitor it. The day one person, one from our clinic, we had an issue with kidney. Yes, it's the day we decided to start doing urine tests every 3 months for other people. Every three months, we run it. So once we realize that something is on, when we see, because immediately we know that okay, this one has a foam. You are going to the hospital immediately. We call the We educate the family. We tell them the reason why they must be at the hospital. We follow through. We do it, and then we realize that a lot of things has improved in the health of these our children. They are doing amazing well, and then as we are doing this, they also learn. They also learn from us. When you tell them, let me know when something like this is wrong with your urine. Maybe it's not every time, but it's time for you to put that decision on the child health. As long as they are 3 years, 3 years, 4 years, they can easily tell you, let me know if there's anything wrong with your urine. Let me know if your urine smells. Let me know when you are urinating, you're feeling pain. Yes, if there's still pain, it might be urinary UTI. So let me know if you want to urinate. And then another thing we want to talk is that when you have a child that drinks enough water, you must educate them about the importance of emptying their bladder. Good. It's not okay for you to hold your urine for a very long time. There's something that happened sometimes ago. I was going from Ondo State to Lagos, and that's about 8 hours journey. 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 And if you notice that in that 8 hours journey, the driver that we have was one of these. I don't even know what to say. I don't know what to describe with this driver. So this driver, we were begging the driver. The driver would not stop. We will beg, please don't. There are places where this driver has to stop at different places so that people can actually get down. They can, but our driver refused. And I was drinking water. When I'm going, I go with big ever water, and then I will sit by on it. I was holding that urine. It was on fact, it gets to a point that we started screaming. So by the time we had to go and ease myself, I've held urine for like 6 hours. Or yes, like 6 hours. I got to Lagos, and it was horrible. My lower abdominal pain, I started having lower abdominal pain. And then there's another thing. If I want to urinate, if I feel like I want to urinate, if I'm not careful, if I don't rush, I can easily wet my body. So I have to call my doctor, and they are asked like, okay, what happened? I said, yes, I have to do it. But there's some people that do it constantly. They are doing it constantly. They do it constantly. So it affected me it affected me. So what am I saying? You have to teach your child, so that, because when you keep holding that bladder, see, immediately the bladder is full, you're supposed to empty it. If you don't empty it because of one way or the other, if you keep doing it, it gives you the opportunity for you to have infection, to breed infection. So before you know it, UTI is here. So you want to always teach this to our children, so that they know thing. Hydration is the bane of this thing. Hydration, there is a link with hydration that connects to our kidney. Hydration, hydrate. Ensure that your child is properly hydrated. Ensure your child is properly hydrated. Ensure your child is properly hydrated. I'm saying it and I will keep saying it. Please hydrate your child. Hydrate them. Have needing. We did something early this year. It was 10 days hydration challenge. I still don't know. Maybe we are still going to organize something like that, where we can do something like that, another 10 days hydration challenge. So that gradually, when we do this kind of challenge, when you participate in this kind of challenge, it helps you. I know sometimes we are tired. It's not our fault. I celebrate you as a parent that have a child with sickle cell. I celebrate you. I like you. I love you. I cherish you. I know this is a lot of hard work, but we must continue to do it. We must continue to do it, because health is wealth. As long as we are raising a child with sickle cell that we thrive, we also need them to actually have a good health for them to thrive. So in that good health, there is no wealth. Without a good health, the child will struggle with thriving. So you know that the goal is for us to raise children with sickle cell that excel, that thrive, and that they have high quality of life. So throughout, they are going to enjoy good quality of life, and that's the only thing that will help them to be able to do well in their career, in their education, in anything, in any field that they choose. And so please do not forget it. All these signs. And I also want to apologize again. I don't know what happened. I want to apologize again for that, for my slides. Yes, I don't know what happened, but well, it has happened. We have asked the class. If you have any question, please do not forget to ask your question, and don't forget to ask the question on the group. Take care of yourself. This is going to be the end of this class. See you again next week, Saturday. Bye.